The last 3 months has been really interesting in terms of what we see as a pendulum swinging from an audience-focused or exclusively audience-focused consideration back to, I do care where my ad runs, especially if I'm a brand advertiser or I'm a TV advertiser and I've moved some money online. Where my ad runs matters quite a bit. Right now, what's sharply in focus is the extreme reach of brand safety, right? So the stuff that you really know you don't want to be around. But beyond that, there's a lot more to think about. You know, certain types of content that may or may not be appropriate for a particular brand, certain types of content that may or may not be appropriate for a particular piece of creative, or the combination of those things. And so, you know, right now, obviously, OpenSlate is very focused on YouTube and helping advertisers use data to understand where they want their ads to run and where they don't want their ads to run. And really importantly, not just from a brand safety perspective, but where their ads are performing the best. There's a lot that YouTube's been doing and to help advertisers understand what controls they do have in this environment. So they've introduced a lot more technology and some more targeting that helps advertisers avoid certain sensitive subject matter. And I think they need to do more of that because there's a black and white line that they need to make sure that they take care of, and content that either shouldn't be on YouTube or that shouldn't be monetized needs to be addressed. And I know that that's what Google is focused on right now. At OpenSlate, what we've done is we've aggregated every contextual shred of data that we can get for everywhere your ad might run. And we expose that data to advertisers in a model that lets them fine-tune that footprint on YouTube that is appropriate for their brand or their campaign. It's sort of the next step in brand safety is understanding how content might work for you on a more granular level. Ads on YouTube can run across about 3 million different channels, and those channels have about 350 million different videos. Less than 1% of them come from producers that you are familiar with. So 99% of it is native social video producers, and it's a complex environment. Yeah, so about 3 months ago, we launched a global partnership with Group M that used OpenSlate data to help them define a model for brand safety on YouTube that was a baseline for all of their clients. It applies to both Google Preferred inventory, the reservation premium inventory, and it applies to TrueView inventory, whether it's purchased in AdWords or in DBM. So part of it is a front-end solution where we help them to manage the inventory that they don't want to be around. And a big part of it is in reporting and auditing and making sure that their ads have run where they want them to run, and then giving them analytics to tell them where they could be running more. You know, one of the biggest priorities for us right now is that YouTube is everywhere, pretty much, except China. And AdWords and DBM, the buying platforms that you need to be there, are everywhere, and our data platform is everywhere. So one of the biggest initiatives for us right now, and the biggest opportunities, I think, is growing and transposing the learnings that we've had in the US and in an English language configuration to other languages and other cultures. So we've recently launched a joint venture in the Middle East and in Japan and Singapore to help us grow into these regions, and we just launched an alpha of a Spanish language version of brand safety for OpenSlate, which is going to be in market in about 3 weeks. Yeah, brand safety is a big part of it. So making sure that your ad is running in the content that you want or the content that feels right for your brand. The second part of it is where is my ad running in general and where is it performing better or worse. So from a cost per view perspective, if it's TrueView, or a view-through rate, if it's TrueView, we usually see a 3x difference between one subject matter and another, meaning the top and the bottom could be a 15% view-through rate versus a 45% view-through rate. So beyond brand safety, I think there's a lot that advertisers can learn and take advantage of as it relates to not just avoiding content, but specifically targeting the content where they're going to do best.